Good morning, everyone, and good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming today, joining me today for the webinar on the program resources of the Master of Finance Beijing program. Today, we're going to cover some of the support that we offer to help with your study and also for your career development. My name is Renmin Wang. I'm the program manager for the Master of Finance Beijing program, and I also work with many of the applicants. Some of you who joined the webinar today may have already been talking to you either by email or over the WeChat. So I think the reason why everyone coming in today is to ask the question is, what is your program? Why do you think that's a good fit? And how can I use this program to make the full use of my 1 year in Beijing? So the Master of Finance program is a unique program that offered by two top universities. One is Queen's University from Canada. The other one is Renmin University of China that is located in Beijing. Renmin University of China, by the way, now ranks #1 in terms of their applied finance. So this program is a joint program, which means that you're going to earn a Queen's degree in 1 year while studying in Beijing. On the right-hand side, you can see this is the Master of Finance degree that you're going to receive from Queen's University upon completion of this program. This program is approved by the Ministry of Education in China, which means that after graduation, you can apply for a verification report from China's Ministry of Education, which will open the gate for many job opportunities in China. This program was first approved by the Ministry of Education in China in 2013. Our first class started the program in the following year, 2014. So right now, this program has run for 7-8 years. Initially, we were only having 20-ish students. These are all English-speaking students. Starting in 2017, we opened another section. So starting in 2017, we have a Chinese-speaking session, and we'll talk more about the differences between these two sections later on. And in 2018, with more and more students graduating from our program and with a growing alumni community from Smith School of Business in China, we have our Smith Alumni China chapter officially launched in 2018. The following year, we expand our career service. So we not only have career services in Canada, but also career services in China for our ending Beijing students. Last year, the pandemic hit. We were the first program that moved online. We have remote education. Still, we guarantee our teaching quality. At the same time, we offer many free learning resources for our students so their program experience remains to be of the same quality. So right now, we are accepting for the application for September 2022. That is what we call class of 2023. But if you are third year, you can still look into the program because I believe the application window for class of 2024 is also open. Okay, so first thing first, why should I choose ending Beijing program? Or in other words, how do I know if this program suits me? So the Master of Finance Beijing program is ideal for those who wants to explore the job markets in China. Here I have give you a screenshot of all the employers that our graduates has been working for. On the right hand, there are 3 columns. You can see our graduates they're working for banks, securities, PEVC. And also, some of them are working for tech companies. Right now, tech companies in China is growing rapidly. So we do have graduates who work for Baidu, Tencent, and Huawei companies like that. Despite that, most of our students choose to stay in China after graduation, we do have some graduates choose to return to Canada after completing their Master of Finance degree. So on the left-hand side, there are two columns. These are some of our employers here in Canada. So you can see our graduates are working really hard in all sections in the financial industry. Okay, so looks really amazing, right? And how can these students be so successful? And trust me, before joining the program, they were the same position as you are in. They are just a fresh graduates or young professional with 1 to 3 years of experience. But because all the resources, because all the preparation they had throughout the program, they have managed to be very competitive. So yeah, get prepared. What are the preparation? So first thing first, I really think the unique feature of program is what makes them stand out. The program offers a very, it will give you a solid foundation in financial industry in terms of all the knowledge. You can see that all the students are required to take 10 courses. 9 of these courses are compulsory, while one of these courses is an elective. These courses will be spread out into 2 semesters. The first semester starts from September every year, and the first semester will finish before Chinese New Year, which is usually around late January to early February. The second semester starts right after Chinese New Year, and it lasts all the way till the summer. So there will be 10 courses spread it out into 2 different semesters. You finish the first class before you move on to the next one. So all the courses will be given. And that is not the only special part of this program. All the courses are delivered over the weekend. So that means from Monday to Friday, this is your own time. You can do whatever you want to do using these weekdays. This is really good opportunity for you to push beyond your limits. I will give you some examples later on, but I wanted to share with you that many of our students choose to use their work days to focus on either their CFA designation, or they try to find internship or full-time job during this period of time. If you have a good understanding of the job market in China, you will know that internship or full-time experience in the local market is really essential for you to secure a job even before you graduate. Okay, so because a lot of our students choose to make full use of their time on Monday to Friday. So what do they do? I have listed some of our academic resources that is outside of the classroom, which means that you can use on Monday to Friday. So let's go through some of the most important ones. So as you can see on the left-hand side, I have 3 square. They're QUAF, there's Smith Fishing side, and also we have some forums for our students to participate. Smith Fishing side, that is a platform that offer you some of the ground knowledge of the business world in Canada and the world. But here, what I want to flag is actually the QUAF. I believe QUAF is the most valuable experience our students can enjoy throughout the program. What is QUAF? QUAF is called Queen's University Alternative Asset Fund. This is a student-directed portfolio of hedge funds. By joining QUAF, you will be joining other students from other programs at Smith, and you will be allocated money, I mean real money, for you to invest in it. So imagine that you can put this gift experience as your project experience on your resume, and you can present it to your employer. Say that here I have been joining this amazing student organization. We have managed this fund, and here is my return. And they can then realize that you have some real world experience, and they will know your knowledge, your interest, and your strength in finance. So QUAF, this is a student organization. I would strongly encourage my students to apply. QUAF is not only for MBA Beijing students. Students from other programs at Smith will also join QUAF. So we actually have QUAF Beijing team, QUAF Toronto team, and also QUAF Kingston team. Kingston is where Queen's University locates. Okay, and moving forward, what are the other resources that we have? Here you can see there is something called Wiley. Wiley is an online training platform. They offer a lot of the free learning resources. And what we offer for every Beijing student is that we offer free CFA test banks from Wiley to our students for all 3 levels. Many of our students, before they join the program, they have already passed level 1, and they're working towards their level 2 and level 3. So they can make full use of Wiley's resources to work on their CFA designation. It's really, really good resources. The other thing I would like to mention is all these speaker events. Our students will have opportunities to join a wide variety of academic events throughout the program. So I will take some of the events that our current class, the class that started a program last year in September 2020 as an example. As you can see, right after they take on their program in last September, we offer a workshop and seminar on personal branding. So we invited Eric Sim, who is also a CFA charter holder based in Singapore, to give a speech and a full day workshop for our students. So Eric Sim is key influencer on LinkedIn. So on LinkedIn, I think he has over 2 million followers. So Eric has been worked in the investment banking industry for 20 years. He has been working in Singapore, in Hong Kong, and also in Shanghai. So Eric Sim is also a guest lecturer of the program. He's really amazing in helping our students to improve their knowledge of the industry and also improve their communication skills. In December 2020, this class also were invited to a panel discussion on global restructuring in this global pandemic. This panel discussion was hosted by the program director, Professor Wei Wan. So Professor Wei Wan invited his contact at PwC. Those are senior managers from PwC joining from their offices in London, UK, New York, US, and also Hong Kong, China. So this is a global panel discussion. Our students were able to talk with PwC senior managers live. Okay, so sounds like this program really help you to build a solid academic background. I'm sure that I will be confident to crack all the technical part of the job interview. So what next? What else does this program offers to help me to be successful? So this is a joint program, which means that our students will have access to career support resources in Canada and in China. In Canada, we have a career advancement center in Toronto, just in downtown. I can see CN Tower just out of the window of our CEC. So if you happen to, let's say, work on the Bay Street, feel free to book a one-on-one career coach session with our designated career coach from Smith Career Center. On top of that, if you are still looking for great opportunities, be sure to use our amazing platform that is called Quest. Quest is an internal job posting platform that only members of the top business schools in the world can join. So if you are a student of some of the top business schools, you will be able to access Quest and to log into and see some of the really amazing job opportunities, not only in Canada, not only in China, but also in other markets in the world. So if you want to know more about the local job markets, you want to know more about the business culture in China, I would encourage you to use our external career service, and this service are free of charge for any Beijing students. Right now, we have been partnering with 2 service providers, namely Xiaozao and 价值立方. These 2 service providers offers one-on-one coaching in Chinese language, and also they have some online internship opportunities. They also have really good career seminars that will be focused on one specific area of your application journey. So let's say if you're not sure about the OA for Chinese companies, if you're not sure about the group interviews that a Chinese company will have, then be sure to sign up for their monthly career seminars. Those are amazing opportunities for you to sharpen your career hunting skills for a job in China. We also have many alumni who have been using our Smith Connect platform. This is official alumni platform of Smith. There are many alumni who's willing to be your mentor. So be sure to use these resources. You can reach out to them on this platform, asking them questions or schedule coffee chat. And the most important resource I wanted to highlight is actually just around you. So by joining the Master of Finance Beijing program, you will be able to build connection with some of the top young professionals in finance. So what I mean is that try to use all these alumni networks, try to use this student 关系. So here I have a class profile from our class of 2020. The reason I'm putting my class profile here is that I wanted to show you by joining the program who will be your classmates and how amazing they are. So you can see this is really a small class. We have roughly 30 to 40 students every year joining the international section of this program. The average age, if you can see, is 25. That means that half of these, your classmates will be fresh graduates. You don't have any work experience. However, half of your classmates will be young professional who has 1 to 3 years of work experience. And as a matter of fact, sometimes we do have students who have more work experience joining the program. I recall for this class, the one who has the most work experience has 9 years of work experience. So this is really a diverse class profile. The other thing I wanted to highlight is that you can see before joining the program, 68% of the students has already passed the CFA level 1 or above. So they are really strong, and you are going to work with these amazing people throughout the program and after your graduation. That is only for the international section of the program. As I mentioned before, there are actually 2 sections of this program. The other section is called the Exadi section, and Exadi section is delivered in Chinese. Students from the Exadi section, they have a minimum of 7 years of work experience in finance industry in China. And the reason we have these 2 sections is because for international section, we want them to learn from the Exadi section student. They want to know about the local markets. They wanted to learn from this veteran who has, 7 years, at least 7 years of work experience, right? And for the Exadi section students, they are very willing to take the advice from our international section student, and they wanted to have a global view. So that is why we're having these 2 sections. And these 2 sections are having a lot of networking opportunities throughout the program. On top of that, as I mentioned, every year we have a growing alumni community in China. And this alumni community is made up of not only graduates from our program, the Renmin Beijing program, but also graduates from other programs from Smith. So this alumni club, we are really doing very good. We have a strong management team who organize at least 2 annual social events every year. And by saying social events, I mean these events will invite at least 200 people there. And our guests will come in from, let's say, officials from the embassy, and also the management team from some of the really big name companies. So on the top right, as you can see, that was actually networking and academic events organized 2 years ago. So that's David Ching. I sent a photo in my WeChat post to my applicants. So David Ching is actually the head of UBS APIC. So if you are into finance, you must have heard UBS. If you go to UBS website, click their management team, and you will see David Ching there. So David Ching is really a key figure for our speakers. So our alumni club also organize other events. Still, let's take the current class as an example. Last year, our class of 2021 were also invited to these amazing forums. So on the top left, that is the Great Bay Financial Forum that is hosted in Macau. So our students travel to Macau and they join the forum and to network with those financial professionals. The gentleman in front of the photo, that is actually Professor Wu Xiaoqiu, the vice principal of Renmin University. He also gave a speech at that forum. And our students were also invited to have a corporate visit. So some of the corporate visit, as you can see in the photo, are a trip to American Industry Group that is in Beijing. And on the bottom right, that is a trip to China Beijing Equity Exchange. So after they go to these places, they meet with the managers. We usually have internal meeting with our alumni or our contact at those companies to give our students or alumni a better understanding of the local business culture. Okay, so if you think this program is the right fit for you, the next question for you will be, how can I submit my application? What are the requirements? The application process is quite straightforward. You apply online through Smith's website, and then your application advisor, me or my colleague, will reach out to you to help you to do a thing called preliminary assessment. After we conduct the preliminary assessment, we're going to provide you with a checklist. We're going to tell you what you need to provide to complete your application. After we collect all your application files, we're going to schedule an online interview for you with a member of the admission committee. And that is the whole application process. What are the materials that you may be required to submit? For the preliminary assessment, you will be asked to provide the following 3 things, namely the online application form that you're going to complete on the Smith's official website, your resume, and your unofficial transcript. So this is only for the preliminary assessment. You can always update these materials before the application closes. In terms of application, once we provide a checklist, you may be required to provide the things on the right-hand side. So you may be asked to provide TOEFL, IELTS. Many times, a student will be asked for waiver if they got their degrees in Canada or in English. And okay, I'm seeing there is a question coming in. We'll go through these questions later. The second requirement will be about your GMAT, GRE, and your CFA level 1. Most of the time, you're going to be required to submit one of these 3 exam results. However, if you're coming from a non-business background, or if we think that you better strengthen your application, you may be required to complete CFA level 1 and GMAT or GRE. So right now, it's still October. We still have plenty of time to prepare. I would encourage you to look into the CFA exam. If you are interested in finance, sooner or later, you're going to write a CFA exam. So why not start working on it right now? The next materials required will be 2 online references. Ideally, we expect 1 professional one and 1 academic one. The last one is the official transcript that is sent directly from your university to Smith School of Business. Okay, so that sounds really straightforward. application process. So Renmin, do you have any other advice for me for my application? Yes, I do. So this program is recruiting on a rolling basis, which means that once we recruit the full class, we're going to start sending out conditional offers or waitlist offers. That means I would encourage you to apply early. Remember, you can always submit your application files and update them before the admission closes. That is why I would encourage you to submit your application now, and then we can work with you together to go over your application to see how to strengthen your application and make you successful and present the best of you in front of the admission committee. If you want to discuss more of your case, if you are thinking, oh, I have some special conditions I would like to discuss with you in private, is that possible? Yes. You can go to our website and book a virtual one-on-one session with the admission staff. These sessions are usually 30 minutes long. We still expect you to send your resume and transcript at least one day before these sessions, and then we can go over your case and discuss your application in depth. Feel free to join our application WeChat group. If you have not, you can post your question there, and I promise you, I'm going to send you bi-weekly tips on how to apply for the program. And if you have any further question, you can always email us. Here you can see our public email is mfinchina@queensu.ca. If you're already talking with me or my colleague Alina, feel free to send us an email as well. So that is all my presentation today. I believe there will be a lot of questions coming from you about the application or about the program. I'm going to switch back to the last slide to show the WeChat QR code in case that you haven't got a chance to scan. But if you have any question, feel free to post it using the Q&A session, and we will be able to answer it right away. You can also private chat with me or my colleague Alina here, and we will be able to see. Okay, I have a question that is about the requirement for the GPA. What is your GPA requirement? That's a good question. We do not have a so-called minimum GPA requirement, but that doesn't mean that we admit without looking into your academic performance. So if you are thinking that your GPA is not very strong, you may want to submit your GMAT, GRE, and CFA level 1 to show your academic performance. And also, we expect very strong academic references. The average GPA admitted last year is B according to Queen's grade conversion scale. I hope that answered your question. I see there is another question. Can you tell us more about the references? So usually we require 2 references. One is from your workplace. Say if you have a full-time job or if you have done internship before. And the other one, we expect academic references that comes from your professor teaching a related field, a professor teaching finance or business, not a a professor who teaches finance or business, not a professor who teaches, let's say, history. That is not a related field. Okay, I have another question. Is CFA a must requirement? It really depends. For many of our applicants, CFA it's not mandatory. You can choose to submit a CFA or GMAT or GRE. However, for some of you who has a very special background, like I mentioned, if you are studying non-business background in your university or you don't have a lot of related experience, we will require CFA from you. If you're not sure about if CFA is required for your application, be sure to submit your resume and unofficial transcript to us as early as possible so we can help you to do the premier assessment and decide if CFA is required from your end. Okay, we will keep this session run for another minute. If you have any other question, be sure to ask right now. And if you are still thinking how to word your question, don't be afraid to post it in the WeChat group. So again, thank you everyone for coming in today, joining this for this webinar session with me. And I hope I will hearing from you very soon. And take care. Goodbye.